Welcome back to the House of Trauma podcast. It's your favorite podcast host, Kiana Brianne. Now, let's get into it. I've spoken on multiple occasions, I'm sure, about how I use daily affirmations within my self-love journey and within my healing journey. And today I want to kind of go into more detail on why I use them, what they are, and why I feel like they're so important, and how it relates to improvement for your mental health, because it is still May, so we are talking about all things mental health awareness. Affirmations, in a technical sense, are self-help statements. They can help you build confidence and attract the things that you want into your life. When I first started using affirmations was back in 2020. So it's been 4 years of me consistently trying to kind of incorporate affirmations into my daily morning routine. I bought a book back in 2020. It was kind of like a workbook, but it was by B. Simone, and it was called Manifest the Life You Want. That was my first introduction into affirmations. I believe it was maybe even the first time that I had even heard of affirmations. So the general thing, the general idea surrounding her workbook was about manifesting the life you want. And within that, she spoke about daily affirmations and kind of how saying them daily help change your mind and improve your mindset. And that ultimately results in you changing your life. Another term for just like daily affirmations, you might hear people say like positive affirmations, which generally mean, again, positive phrases that a person repeats to themselves to describe how they want to be. And you use them to challenge and eliminate negative or unhelpful thoughts that would or could hold you back. So we know that words are powerful. Every word you speak essentially becomes your reality, whether we realize it or not. So for me personally, after learning the power of words and how the power of using my daily affirmation have changed my life, and I will go into that in detail a little later on, affirmations that I started to say and how they begin to reflect into my actual daily physical life. It's so crazy, but we know that words are powerful, right? And one of the most powerful combination of words is I am. And I think that it's important to note that how we speak to ourselves has a great effect on our mind. It has a great effect on our personal self-image and how we feel about ourselves. And when our confidence is at an all-time high, then it kind of reflects in our daily life. People with lower confidence or lower self-esteem tend to be living a life that maybe they're not happy with or maybe they're not proud of. But when you fully exhibit that confidence and you speak highly of yourself, then you're more likely than not to be living a life that you love, that you enjoy, that brings you happiness inside and out. And so I think that it's important to use those I am statements or I am affirmations on a daily basis to kind of reconstruct your reality, to improve your confidence, your self-awareness, your self-image, and in short, bring forth the life that you want. So again, I started reading this book in 2020 called Manifest the Life You Want. And I talked a little bit about manifesting or a lot of it about manifesting and affirmations and season 1, the episode Spirituality, which is one of the most listened episodes in the entire podcast. And I think, I encourage you to go back and listen to Spirituality to get more context about manifesting, about affirmations and everything that aided me in my spiritual journey. Now, I think that a lot of times when we just speak about manifesting as a whole, it kind of gets a bad rep, and people mistake the word manifest as a replacement from what it is that God can do in our lives, or that God is doing and will do in our lives. And I would have to disagree. I would have to actually strongly disagree, because I think that it all kind of works in unison, right? God, the creator of the universe, created these different systems in place to kind of work in our favor. And I think that, again, if we're talking about how powerful words are, and contrast or in similarity actually to, okay, how do I want to put this? We know that faith without works is dead, right? That God makes promises to us, that God has a plan for our life. But again, faith without works is dead. Are you following me? So with that being said, is God might have a purpose, a goal, a promise for your life, but you can't just sit around every day and do nothing and feel sorry for yourself and just be like, well, at some point God's going to come through on his promise. Yes, God will come through on his promise, but you have to do the work, right? I actually had a conversation with my friend the other day, and we were talking about how people say a lot of the time that there's nothing you can do to kind of ruin God's plans. Which, yes, but I also feel like there is a role that we play in ensuring that the plans are successful. So there are many instances within the Bible where no matter the mistakes people made, God still found a way to turn it around, to have the desired outcome that God wanted, right? But I also feel like if we just sit around all day and we're in this kind of low place, and we're in this kind of sad place, and we're not getting up, and we're not doing the work, and we're not seeking God, and we aren't really doing the things that we need to do. We're not doing our part, long story short. If we sit around all day and we don't do our part, we can't just expect everything to be given to us and everything to be handed to us. And I kind of use that in comparison to manifesting. If there's something that you want, and it's within God's will, you don't get to just say like, oh, I see this on TikTok a lot. Like, oh, if you write it down 3 times and you say it 6 times a day at 9 p.m., then it's going to happen. Well, why do we believe that that's all that we have to do to make it happen? Like, does that make sense? I'm trying to articulate this in a way to where it makes sense to you, like it makes sense to me in my head. Oh my goodness. So I guess at the end of the day, faith without works is dead, and you don't get to manifest anything in life, even something that God has promised to you, even something that's within God's will, without doing the work. And a lot of time we neglect doing the work because we get discouraged. We self-sabotage. We don't feel worthy of the things that we want or that God has promised us. And I'm guilty of that myself. I remember having a conversation with my grandmother before I moved to Dallas in 2020. And I told her, everything that God had been doing in my life and how it was blowing my mind. And I was like, sometimes I feel like I'm not even worthy of the things that God has given me. And she literally looked at me and she's like, no, you look at me and you listen to me. You are worthy of everything you've gotten and everything you will get. And don't ever think that you're not. And, she's right. And whoever else needs to hear this from my grandmother's mouth to my mouth into your ears, you are worthy of everything that you want. You are worthy of everything that you've gotten. Everything good in this world that you can even dream of. You are worthy of having those things. And I think a great part of affirmations is it kind of shifts your mind. It kind of changes your mindset. It's almost like it reprograms. Yeah, we'll say that. It reprograms your mind to help you believe that you are worthy of the things that you're asking for. It's time to change your mindset and believe in yourself. I'm a strong believer, and it starts in the mind. Everything starts in the mind. Your mind is literally your most powerful resource, and it's free, and it's the only resource that you have at your disposal 24/7. And the sooner you realize the power of your mind, I truly believe the sooner you'll take the steps to begin to take control of your mind, change your mindset, and go for it. Like, get everything that you want in life. And our minds are so powerful, and they can work for us or they can work against us. And I wholeheartedly believe, and this is an unfortunate fact, but I wholeheartedly believe that there are more people in today's society who is allowing their mind to work against them instead of for them. And that's the worst mistake. And I do mean the worst mistake that you can ever make is to allow your mind to work against you instead of for you. And this is where affirmations come into play, because you use them to refute negative thoughts or outlooks on life. And affirmations, like a lot of things in life, especially on your spiritual journey, are not a one size fits all. Like, there isn't a list of like 10 affirmations that just cohesively work for everybody. Sure, people can have similar affirmations that they say on a daily basis, but there isn't just these set affirmations that are going to work for every single person, every single time, no matter what place they are in their life, mentally, physically, financially, no matter where they are in their spiritual journey. I'm here to tell you that's just not true. And I did used to like just look up affirmations and I would say them, but then I realized that it was a much powerful situation when I created affirmations that were intentional for where I was in my life and where I wanted to be within my life. And you can add or eliminate your affirmations at any time. I think I started off with maybe like 5 affirmations. And I probably said that for a month or 2 months. Hell, it could have even been 3 months. And I just did those 5 affirmations every day. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am successful. I am confident. I am a money magnet. And I would just say them over and over and over again. And then I started to add to the list. And then I started to take some away and replace them with other affirmations. So again, it's not a one size fits all. And when I was in different spaces in my life and within my spiritual journey is when I made the additions to my daily affirmations. And I put I used to write them down on paper, which I highly recommend putting pen to paper. I feel like it's something so powerful on writing things down and not just affirmations, but writing anything down. I feel like there's a certain power behind putting the pen to paper. But then eventually I moved on and I put my affirmations into the notes on my phone so that I can access them at any point, no matter where I am, especially now with me traveling 90% of the time. I might not always have a notebook or a piece of paper handy with my affirmations written down, so I can just go to the notepad in my phone and I can read those affirmations off to myself daily. And I have 23 affirmations now that I say daily. So I went from saying 5 a day to saying 23 a day. And I don't just say them once and kind of move on with my life. No, I say them consistently. I'm repeating them out loud and looking into the mirror when I'm doing so. And I used to play, it was kind of like a singing bowl, like music, like soundtrack on my phone. And the song was 6 minutes. There are no words. It's literally just singing bowls, like an instrumental almost. And the song was like 6 minutes and 4 seconds. And I would say my affirmations. And I think at this point I was only saying like 10 or 11 affirmations a day. And I would let that 6-minute song play. And I would just repeat them for the entirety of the 6 minutes until it was done. And then I would make sure that even when the song stopped, that I at least went to the last affirmation. And that was it. And that's kind of like how I used to say my daily affirmations. And again, that's just how I did it. Again, it's not a one size fits all. And I think that it's important to do it in a way that makes you comfortable, right? I know people who say daily affirmations but won't say it in the mirror. They'll just say it out loud. People do daily affirmations, and I know of someone who records themselves saying the affirmations, and then they'll listen to it back, right? So they can hear themselves saying it. I used to listen to affirmations on YouTube, and these aren't affirmations that I like created for myself. I would just listen to like I would type in something specific like affirmations for self-confidence or just daily affirmations for women on YouTube. And I would listen to it no matter how long it was, 10, 15, 20 minutes. And I would close my eyes and I would meditate and I would focus on the words that were being read to me out loud and kind of repeating them in my head. And I would use that as part of my daily meditation. And when you're saying your affirmations out loud each day, it's important to say it with confidence. Don't, so what are my affirmations? I am beautiful. I am powerful. No, I wouldn't say it like that, right? That's not really saying it with confidence. I would say, I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am successful. I am confident. I am a money magnet. Do we kind of see the difference in the way that I'm saying it? I am beautiful. I'm powerful. I'm successful. I am beautiful. I am powerful, And I think that in the beginning, it might even feel weird, especially if you're saying it and you're looking in the mirror. And it takes some getting used to. Like, let's be honest. But everything is a process, especially when it's something that's foreign to you. It's not something that you usually do. Or it might be something that you're not even comfortable with doing, but your confidence grows over time. But I strongly encourage you to try to say it with as much confidence as you can in the beginning and watch your confidence grow within your affirmations. And that's why it's so important for a number of reasons to say the same affirmations repeatedly, consistently, daily for long periods of time. Number one, because you watch the confidence of what you're saying grow over time, right? But not only that, you can see that confidence, that power, that success manifest into your daily life. Affirmations, especially I am affirmations, are so powerful. And I specify the I am affirmations because not all affirmations have to start with I am, but I believe it's the best starting point to start your affirmations with I am. And you're speaking to yourself and again, reprogramming your mind to believe that I am this way, that I am all of the things that I say that I am. And I'll give you a few examples here in a moment on how I kind of updated or upgraded my affirmations, and most of them are still I am, but there's other ways to use affirmations. And I do have a few affirmations that I say daily that don't start with I am. And again, just a slight disclosure, I'm not an expert on any topic, and I don't pretend to be. And as long as I've been using affirmations, and as much as I can speak to how it has made a positive change in my life, I did do a little research on affirmations because some people don't believe that it works, but it does work. And there's actually science, psychology that backs up that repeating self-affirmations produces physical changes in the brain that are associated with self-processing, ultimately impacting people's view on themselves. So there's a literal science behind daily affirmations, which I think is beautiful and further proof that this is something that works and can help improve your mental capacity and your overall self-image, which I just think is a beautiful thing because it's something that may seem so simple and to some people may even seem pointless and ineffective, but it's not. It's something that can truly be life-changing if you're willing to take the time to put in to verbally speak these daily affirmations. And it doesn't have to be a long drawn-out thing. It doesn't even have to be 6 minutes like I used to do. Saying 5 affirmations 3 times in the mirror every day before you walk out the house can be a huge change in your life. And I believe that if it's something that you choose to do and that you commit to, when you begin to see those changes in your life, it will almost be as though you're excited to do it. When I do something and I see that it's working, then I'm excited to do it next time. Like, even outside of my affirmations, there's this one exercise that I do in the gym every single time that I go. And I do that exercise every time that I go, even if I don't do any other exercise the same, because I know that this particular exercise has brought me the most results. So I'm going to keep doing it. And then I'm excited to do it. I'm like, that's going to be the first one that I do, or I'm going to save it for last, because when I'm like exhausted from doing the other exercises, then I'm going to do this one because this one's my favorite. And I know, at least this one works. Right. So yeah, it's important to repeatedly say those affirmations. It truly is something so simple, yet so powerful. So let's talk a little bit about incorporating those positive affirmations into your morning routine, because again, I think it's just the best way to start your day with the affirmations, because it kind of sets the tone for the day. Like, even when in the morning, when I do my daily prayer, I say affirmations at the end of my daily prayer every morning. I welcome joy. I welcome love. I welcome abundance into my day. And I say that every single day. And I started, saying those affirmations, or welcoming those affirmations into my morning prayer. What was it? Oh my goodness, I feel like it's been almost 2 years now. Yeah, about 2 years now, when I worked at Nordstrom, and my friend mentioned, like, welcoming abundance into my day, because I worked off commission. And immediately, maybe like the third day into me welcoming abundance, because I had a really hard time making sales. But by the third day of me saying I welcome abundance into my day, I started to make sales, and I started to make that commission. So now, at first I didn't realize the correlation. And then one day I'm like, oh crap, I started welcoming abundance into my day, and I started to get abundance. Because we got an hourly rate, but the real money comes from when you're making sales. And of course, because it's a sales-based job and you're working off commission, my managers and their managers are looking to see who's making those sales. So it was bringing me not only the sales, which ultimately brought me money and abundance, right? But it also brought more confidence into me within the workplace. Now I'm more confident, because I'm like, I welcomed abundance into my day. I know that I'm going to get these sales. So then I approach my customers, I approach the clientele in a more confident way, naturally, in order to increase those sales. So yeah, that's definitely just like one of many examples on how affirmations kind of changed my life and my reality and just my mindset overall. And it seems so simple and almost perhaps coincidental, but as we know, I don't believe in coincidence. So this is facts, not fiction. But okay, back to incorporating the positive affirmations into your morning routine. You want to start with intention. Set the intention to infuse your mornings with positivities, and make sure that your affirmations are kind of non-negotiable. Like, I would start, if I was running low on time, I would say my affirmations as I'm doing my skincare routine, like literally rubbing soap on my face, saying my affirmations because I'm already in the mirror, brushing my teeth and thinking of my affirmations, right? Like, it's non-negotiable. I'm saying these affirmations. I'm setting the intention for the day, even with me adding the affirmations into my morning prayers. So I wouldn't even get out of bed until I prayed, right? So I've already set the tone for the day by incorporating affirmations into my daily prayer. So my daily morning prayer. So again, I've already started the day out with intention on drawing in positivity through affirmations. Make sure that you choose affirmations that empower you personally, right? We've already talked about how it's not a one size fits all. And I chose my affirmations based on what my life looked like and what I wanted it to look like. Create a list of affirmations that resonate with you personally, right? And focus on the areas where you want to see growth in your life. And make sure that when you are reciting these affirmations that you're in a quiet space alone. And again, I say my affirmations standing in the mirror. You don't have to. I encourage you. There's some power that I can't really explain that's behind you looking yourself in the eyes as you're saying this confidently, as you're telling yourself that I am successful, that I am powerful, that I am, A, B, C, and D, all the things, that you have added to your affirmation list, because again, those are some of my affirmations that you don't have to use. But it's almost like when I'm saying it, as I'm looking myself in the eyes in the mirror, it's like I'm telling myself, but I'm also telling myself back. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the reflection in the mirror. Does that make sense? Yeah. Anyways. But just make sure that you're saying it loud and confident, and that you're repeating it several times. I can't tell you to repeat it 3 times, 5 times, 7 times. I can't tell you how many times to repeat them. Sometimes when I'm doing it, I just keep saying it until I feel like it's been enough, right? I used to say it just like looking into both my eyes once, and then I say it in my left eye, then, or just looking in my left eye, just looking in my right eye. Then I would say it 2 more times, like looking directly into both eyes. But again, these are just like different ways that I kind of use to say my affirmations multiple times. But it's important to consistently repeat them. Another kind of helpful thing with saying your affirmations, I think a part of manifesting, a super powerful thing is visualizing it. Like visualizing that this thing is already your reality, right? So outside of affirmations, sometimes I visualize driving my Range Rover autobiography. Sometimes I visualize accepting an award on stage, like just things that I want to bring into my reality. Like I visualize these things. And so, for instance, I am confident. I will visualize myself, standing tall with my shoulders back, just being what I imagine confidence looks like on me, right? And this isn't something that a lot of people don't necessarily incorporate the visualization into the affirmations, and it doesn't have to be something that you do right away. Again, with consistently doing it comes growth and comes other additions, just like starting off with 5 and then ending up with 23 daily affirmations. You can start off just saying them in the mirror, repeating to yourself 3 times a day for 3 months, and then, kind of working your way up from there. But it's just an idea, just something you can add in addition to your daily affirmations. But just remember that consistency is key. If you want to see the amazing changes that affirmations can make in your life, it is important. Like I can't stress enough how important it is to say your affirmations consistently on a daily basis, preferably in the morning before you even leave your house for the day, before you have a chance to have a bad day, right? Don't even allow that intention to come into your life. Set the intention. Set the tone for the day through positive affirmations early in the morning. That's why I say incorporate it into your morning routine, or before you even get out of bed. Say your affirmations and it will make a world of difference. Trust me. And I can tell you to trust me because I am a testimony to the power of affirmations in my life. Now, I'll share with you a few more affirmations that I say and how I manifested becoming a flight attendant through my affirmations. And I may have told this story before, but let me just pull my affirmations here in my notepad. Okay, so more affirmations I say. I am safe. I am enough. I am loved. I am loved. I am living the life that I want. I get everything I want because I attract it. I travel whenever and wherever I want. It is safe for me to travel first class. I always enjoy peaceful flights. Okay, so a few more examples on my I am affirmations. I am safe. I am enough. I am loved. I am loved. Those are more of my I am affirmations, but also a few examples of affirmations that I say that don't start with I am. I get everything I want because I attract it. I travel whenever and wherever I want. It is safe for me to travel first class. I always enjoy peaceful flights. And I want to note that those last 3 affirmations, I always enjoy peaceful flights. I travel whenever and wherever I want. It is safe for me to travel first class. I started saying those affirmations in May of 2021. And June, I believe, of 2021, I was like, oh, I really just want to be a flight attendant. Like I always wanted to be a flight attendant. I should just do it. In September of 2021, I was a flight attendant. That's how quickly these affirmations changed my reality. In November of 2021 was the first time I traveled first class, and I've done it multiple times. I can't even tell you the number of times I've traveled first class since I started saying these affirmations. And I think that, again, that's just another testimony to how powerful they are. So when I started saying these affirmations, when I added these new affirmations into my daily affirmations, it was not with the intent to become a flight attendant. That was actually not my intention at all. I've just always had a love for travel. I just want to travel and see the world. Like that's what genuinely brings me joy in my spirit. And becoming a flight attendant just happened to be the next step to kind of help me be able to travel freely as much as I want. And I think one of the beautiful things about manifesting things that you want into your life is you never really know how it's going to look when it gets here. When I said these affirmations, in my mind, I just knew that my travel was about to pick up. Like even on my vision board, I have this big thing that says taking flight. And I have all these travel destinations on my vision board, some of which I've already been able to go to within the last 2 years, which is amazing. I'm so grateful and I'm truly blessed to have had those travel experiences. But again, in my mind, I just wanted to travel more. And then one day I got the crazy idea to become a flight attendant. And I literally just applied. And the second airline I applied to, I ended up getting the job. And it all happened so fast. Over the course of just a few months, my life changed tremendously. And it wasn't until I was in flight attendant training, getting ready for class, saying my affirmations, that I was like, wait, hold up, this might be something. And then a couple months later, when I flew first class for the first time, I'm like, okay, now hold on, because I had never flown first class before, and I see what those ticket prices are going for, and it just wasn't in your girl's budget. If I'm gonna be 1,000% honest with you, it just wasn't in my budget to fly first class. But now, being a flight attendant and having these travel benefits gives me more opportunity to be able to travel first class, and it's just been truly amazing. It has been an amazing experience. One more affirmation that I want to share that is not an I am affirmation, and I think it's just an amazing affirmation to have anyways. Nothing is off limits to me. Nothing is off limits to me. Nothing is off limits to me. And that affirmation is kind of crazy because that's how I literally live my life. Like nothing is outside of my reach. And that I truly believe. But there was a period in my life where I didn't believe that nothing was outside of my reach. So again, it kind of reframes, affirmation reframes and reprograms your mind. And you get to a point where you're not just saying these things just to say them, just to repeat them. You're saying them because you genuinely believe them. And when you genuinely believe things, oh, baby, do things change. When you change, everything changes. I was actually, I was having a conversation about 2 months ago, maybe a month ago. I have a friend who's a flight attendant for another airline. And he lives kind of on the East Coast, and I'm based out in LA. And he was just saying how expensive it is on the West Coast and California in general. And that's why he would never move to LA, because it just costs too much. And I was like, well, God works miracles, and I don't believe nothing's outside of my reach. And we kind of were like going back and forth. He wasn't telling me like, oh, yes, it is outside of your reach or anything like that. Like he wasn't trying to make me believe it. Like I don't want y'all to think that, but he's just kind of like, it's crazy out there. Like what are 1-bedroom apartments going for? Do you see what I mean? And I'm just like, well, there was a period in time where I moved across the country with no job, no prospective jobs, and just a couple $1,000s in my savings account. And I didn't work for almost 2 years, and everything was handled. I even started a business and went to school. So again, I must repeat that there's nothing off limits to me. I'm a flight attendant right now, and I know people who have been trying for years to be flight attendants, and they just can't get in. And it, honestly, in my opinion, it's not that hard to get in, but the fact still remains that not everybody can do it, and not everybody has done it or will do it. So nothing is off limits to me. Moving to Texas wasn't off limits to me, and moving to California surely is not. It doesn't matter what the cost is. It just doesn't, because nothing is off limits to me. Travel's not off limits. Buying a home, buying a Range Rover Autobiography all white with a red interior is definitely not off limits to me. Being happily married with children and in a godly relationship is not off limits to me, right? And a lot of people believe that things are off limits to them, or believe that things are not possible. And I would have to disagree. And I say my daily affirmations to constantly remind me that anything is possible if I just believe. So I have a homework assignment, and I don't do this often, but I have a homework assignment for you to get started with powerful affirmations if it's not something that you already do. So I want you to write down 5 affirmations, 5 I am affirmations, just 5. If you choose to write more, then, way to go. Do it. Like, I'm for it. Like, I'm down for it. If you can write more than 5, like, do whatever you want to do. But I would say start off with 5. I am affirmations. And I want you to say them out loud every morning for the next 2 weeks. Just 2. And watch yourself begin to change. You're not even going to realize it. And after a while, it's not even going to feel like a chore when you're doing these affirmations. Give yourself 2 weeks. And you can even record it. Record yourself saying the affirmations every day for the next 2 weeks. Or record yourself on the first day and on the 14th day. And I want you to see physically how your confidence has grown within just those 5 affirmations. Do not add. Do not take away within the next 2 weeks. Just say those 5 affirmations for the next 2 weeks. And you will see the confidence growing within you in as little as 14 days. But when the 2 weeks are over, don't stop there. I repeat, do not stop there. Keep saying them and add more as you please. Maybe in 2 weeks you add 2 more, you add 3 more, you add 5 more. And just see the confidence, or hear the confidence in your voice as you continuously say these same affirmations. I assure you, I promise you, if I'm lying, I'm flying, I would not make this up. You're going to see the change within yourself verbally and physically. And once you get going, you're not going to want to stop, because not only is the confidence within what you're saying going to change, you're going to notice the things around you begin to change too. Remember, whatever you think and whatever you speak will become your reality, the good or the bad. So I encourage you to start every day speaking positively over yourself and over your life. I am Kiana Brianne. This is the House of Trauma podcast. I'll see you next week. And remember, this month and every month moving forward, we are prioritizing our mental health. Love you, mean it.